Have you ever wished that you could exchange your tokens or your coins without having to go through an exchange? Well, today we're going to be talking about Fusion. So, what is Fusion? The Fusion Foundation is a non-profit organization based in Singapore. Fusion is a public blockchain devoting itself to creating an inclusive crypto financial platform by providing cross-chain, cross-organization, and cross-data source smart contracts. What does that mean? So basically, Fusion intends to be this one platform where all crypto financial services are able to come together and interoperate. You'll have a situation where blockchains are able to communicate with one another, and that's what Fusion intends to do. So let's check out. At this present moment, we have a few problems that we need to address in order to achieve this new era that Fusion wants to introduce us to, which is called Internet of Values. So what is Internet of Values? In the same way that we are able to instantly transfer data as well as information through the internet, the Internet of Values is a scenario whereby we are able to exchange or transfer value with one another in an instant. But at this present moment, it is very difficult or impossible to achieve or enjoy the full benefits of Internet of Values because of these problems that are hindering the progress of blockchain technology. We have the problem of interoperability, of usability, as well as scalability. So, how does Fusion aim to address this problem? Fusion aims to be at the center stage of this whole scenario. At this present moment, each blockchain is an island. Blockchains are not able to interact with one another. You cannot have the Bitcoin blockchain interacting with the Ethereum blockchain directly. So Fusion wants to create an environment whereby this is possible. Fusion wants to be at the center stage to create cross-chain interoperability, whereby we'll be able to see tokens being able to communicate with one another. Not only will they bring together cryptocurrencies, but they also intend to bring off-chain organizations into this whole platform. Examples of banks and insurance companies. And they will also be able to make it possible for different types of data to interact with this blockchain. Talk about stock prices, identity documents, and indices. So, how do they intend to do this? When I first saw this, I was kind of skeptical about it. I mean, in order for blockchains to communicate, they need to have a way of getting the private keys of these blockchains and controlling them. That is, Fusion needs to have a way of controlling private keys of blockchains. Now, that is really scary. It's a scary scenario when we've been told that we need to make sure that we keep our private keys safe. I mean, the moment you hand your private keys to another party, it means that party is the one who's going to be controlling the assets that are in the wallet that is controlled by that private key. So how does it come to be that Fusion wants to be able to control private keys of all the blockchains? Well, they came up with this technology called the Distributed Control Rights Management. So what does this do? It says here that the Distributed Control Right Management layer securely protects all locked-in cryptocurrencies. By distributing and sharding private key mapping, Fusion ensures that nobody can access the complete private key making sure that no single node can obtain the control of digital assets. What this means is that Fusion will make it in such a way that each private key is broken down. That is the process of sharding. Basically, you take the private key and you break it down to small pieces, and these are called shards. And these shards are then distributed to each node, and each node will keep a piece of that private key. There's not going to be a single node that will be having a full private key, and there is no way for each node to be able to reconstruct the private key. So each node will be only carrying a small information about the private key, not the whole private key. So you have different distributed, or rather a network of distributed nodes, each one carrying a small portion of the private key. That way you will not have any node being able to take control of the blockchain in question. That really puts my mind at ease, because now I know that Fusion is not planning to take control of all our crypto assets. This is basically what the Fusion distributed control right service will be working like. So there is no single node in the Fusion blockchain that can control the blockchains. Fusion is launching its testnet, or rather they already launched. The great news is that Fusion has launched its testnet, and next, hopefully by the end of the second quarter, which means by end of June, we will probably witness the launch of its mainnet, and that will really drive Fusion to the next level. I believe that when Fusion launches its mainnet, we'll start to see a movement towards this exciting era of the Internet of Values. This is it. If you want more information about Fusion, you can go and visit their website. You'll be able to you can get links for their white paper, which they also have videos that show some use cases, and I think you'll find them interesting. It's really an interesting project, and I really hope that it's gonna come to fruition. I'm really excited about this, and yeah, I look forward to seeing it being a success. Until next time, goodbye, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you for viewing.